Listen, as an adult, so I was born in the Ukraine. We moved to the U.S. We lived in the projects in Springfield, Massachusetts for a little while, and then we moved. And then I grew up in a middle class area in San Mateo, California, right? As an adult, I lived in the hood one time at one portion of my life. When I moved to New York in 2002, I lived in Brooklyn on Church and East 18.
God damn.
But
now it's beautiful now.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad. It ain't bad as it used to be.
It was a crack block.
Yeah, it's
like,
not
it
bad
was
like
literally,
that.
There was literally, it was me. I was the only white person except for these two crackheads. Because it was a Caribbean neighborhood, right? So I stood out, right? Not that I felt uncomfortable. I just stood out. Because no one knew who DJ Vlad was. I just started my DJ career. Me and these two crackheads were the only three white people on this block. And then I remember like coming home from a DJ gig, someone threw a bottle at my head coming off the train. And I'm like, oh shit. Then I had to come, and I saw who it was. And that was a guy that was hanging out on the block. So the next day I'd have to come out and see this guy the next day. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it's like to live in the hood. I moved. I said, no, I'm good. I said, I'm not dealing with this level of conflict to just go outside. That was, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I experienced it. No, like I lived there for a while because I was too broke. I was sleeping on a couch. But I'm like, yo, like this level of hostility and animosity to have to deal with this day after day without the ability to just go somewhere else. I ended up moving to like Borough Park, which is a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood. It was a poor neighborhood, but it was relatively peaceful because it was a bunch of Hasidic Jews. You know what I'm saying? It was a slummy area, but it was, there was no violence, luckily. But like living in that, if you actually lived in that, if King got put in a situation where he had to live in those type of environments, he wouldn't be romanticizing it the way he did. Wouldn't. No.
I read this, watched this documentary, it was on TV, and it's the Tiger Widows it was about these people that lived in India. And so when they would go out, the women would go out, the men would have to go out and go get wood because they knew it was tigers in there. The men would go out and get wood and whatever they needed to bring back. But they always knew. So the tigers knew these motherfuckers come to get wood. And they would start to kill all the men. So the women, all the men
That's
were...
That's not funny. I'm not laughing at people getting killed. It's just sort of a weird situation.
All the women
the tigers are sitting there
they
flying.
They started hunting. So the women had no men, so they had to move. And the tigers followed them. They're like, we're not letting... This is the true shit. We're not letting... That is what it's like. Do you know how black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule? And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you could do it too. Black people that succeed are the exception, not the rule. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do is take the ones that do succeed and make the people that didn't feel bad because you should have been able to do this exceptional thing that happened. All everybody wants is to be regular and have a decent life. If you see black people being, they generally have done something exceptional. They've exceeded expectations. They have cut themselves. They have found a way to beat the odds. But they're held up at the example of the things you should be able to do when you're not. If everybody that lived in any circumstances had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, a regular, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less strife, but we don't. Because we see unexceptional white guys get to be these extraordinary things, and you're like, wow. But the people who have a level of success from our communities have to be exceptional. They have to break the trend. They have to become something exceptional. These other people are the standard, the rule. And so they always hold the exceptional people up as the thing you should be able to do. And if everybody could do it, it wouldn't be inherent. It inherently wouldn't be exceptional.